everybody, it's Katie and I am here to do my March wrap-up and TBR video. For the wrap-up portion, it's a really small section, which is why I'm combining the two different videos that I normally would make into one video, because I really don't see a point in making an entire wrap-up video with how little reading I did this month. The first and actually only book I read this month is Nowhere But Here by Katie McGarry, and I loved this book absolutely to death. It was a fantastic read. It was just amazing. It had great character development. I related to it on many levels that I didn't think that I would actually relate to this book on, connecting it down to the social club that I'm in at Disneyland, to biker gangs and biking social clubs, and I never thought that I would make those connections other than in a joking way, and I really did. I really did make these connections. The relationship between Emily and Oz in this book was just so beautiful. It started off with them hating each other, and over the course of the summer they get along and they develop a relationship, and it was just a great development, a very realistic development on how relationships commonly work. This cover is actually an ARC cover. I don't have a official book. I got this for free at the Romantic Time conventions. I believe that was the one in Dallas, Texas this past May that I got this copy, and it was really good. I really recommend it. The next book in the series actually came out yesterday, and it is on my list of books to buy. The next part of this video is the TBR for the month of April. I still actually do have my pile of books that I wanted to read during March sitting there on the table across from me, but for right now I'm going to put those books on hold, and I'm going to choose different books, books that I had gotten recently and books that I am well interested into that way. The first book that I'm going to read is actually a children's book. A young reader's book. That is Rocket and Group Stranded at Planet Strip Mall. I saw this. I thought it was hilarious. I bought it for a friend, but I'm not going to be seeing her for about another week. So with that, I just decided I would go ahead and I would give it a read first and get out of this reading slump that Nowhere But Here had seemingly put me in. Next book on my TBR list is The Kingdom Keepers: The Return, Book 2, Legacy of Secrets. The first book review I ever posted on BookTube was about the first book in this follow-up trilogy to The Kingdom Keepers, and it is a middle grade book, but it is a book series that I have been following since the first book came out, and I absolutely love the series. I love where it's going. I love what it's doing. Since this is book 2 of the follow-up trilogy, I can't really say a whole lot because there are 7 books and 3 novellas that come before this series. So yeah, I highly recommend it. I love these characters. I love the magical aspect that plays into this. I love the fact that it takes place at Disney, and I just love a lot of it, and I'm really looking forward to reading this book. This book, when I got it today, it had a sticker on it saying Barnes & Noble special release, and it came with this nifty little poster of Disneyland during when it first opened, and I thought that was really cool. Check that out. And then on the back it has the Walt Disney Studios as of 2016, and on each side there's like little handwritten notes that I think is kind of cool. It's like, you know, wood shop here, and Walt's and Rory's offices. that's kind of cool. The next book that I'm going to be reading this month is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. I've heard a lot about this on BookTube and a lot of really good things, and I had a chance to meet V.E. Schwab at WonderCon this past weekend, and I thought, well, I was here, I would pick up the book, I would talk to her. She signed it to me, and so it was a nice experience. She's a very nice person, very sweet. She's just big Tom Hiddleston fan. She talked about that in one of the panels that I saw that she was on before actually meeting her, so that was great. I didn't film it because I was a little starstruck. Then I plan on reading Once Upon a Time, Red's Untold Tale, and this is a book that takes place in the Once Upon a Time universe. That is a TV show called Once Upon a Time. It's in its like 3rd or 4th season. It was at the used bookstore that I went to, and it was $8. Great. And I mean, it has this really pretty two-tone black hardcover. I really like that the pages on the side are blackened, and so you get that. And I'm excited to read this. I like Red. I don't know a whole lot about Red, so I think that's why they came out with this, and I'm sure that I will love it. So the second to last book on my TBR list is called Pines, a Wayward Pines thriller. And this is the first novel in a trilogy that made the inspiration for the Wayward Pines 10-episode series that hit TV this past summer. I didn't watch the series. I actually never even heard of the series when it was out. But I went to the panel for this at Comic-Con while I was waiting for the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. panel, and while I was there and listening to what they had to say, I was interested in the TV show, and it made me want to watch it. And then when the author of the books came out and started talking about how the books played a significant part in the first season of the TV show, they started handing out copies of the first book in the series. The last book that I want to read this month, with any luck, hopefully I get out of this reading slump, is Viva Las Vegas, an anthology. There's a multitude of different authors, from Sandra Suku, Heidi McQueen, Lisa DeMorst, Gail R. Delaney, Nicole Zotak, and Tamara McHatton. And this is the book that is going to be a freebie that my publishing company that I write for is going to be giving out during the RT Romantic Times Book Lovers Convention later this month in Las Vegas. So all of the stories that take place in this book take place in Las Vegas, and actually the one that Tamara McHatton writes takes place at the RT convention, so that one's going to be pretty cool. And, you know, if you ever get interested in going into the RT convention, I highly recommend it. It's such a good experience. I love it. I can't go this year, unfortunately, but I do plan on jumping back in maybe next year when it's in Georgia. That is my wrap-up and TBR video for March and April. And I have a bunch of videos that I have filmed that I just haven't edited yet. And I plan on putting those up soon. And that just about ends it. Follow me on all of my different social media. I'm on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook. If there's a social media platform, you can find me there. All of my names are in the description below. And yeah, insert a creative outro here, and I will talk to you later. Bye! She's stuck behind the couch.